ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are successfully studying Bhagavad Gita every day, and we finished the very first sloka in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the universal form, Visvarupa. So, in Bhagavad Gita, which has got 18 chapters, so in these 18 chapters, totally 700 verses. So this 11th chapter has got 55 slokas, 55 verses. So when we study and understand this 11th chapter, we are going to understand about Krishna's universal form very nicely, completely. Krishna has got his own personal form. That's how Krishna was standing in front of Krishna, in front of Arjuna, and that is his Manusha Rupam. And Krishna also has got his Deva Rupam, that is his four-handed form, like the Vishnu form, the four-handed form, Deva Rupam. And Krishna also has got his Viswarupam, Viswarupa, so that is the universal form. So we are going to study in this chapter about Krishna's universal form, how Krishna is pervading this entire universe. In the 9th chapter also, Krishna said that I pervade this entire universe. And Krishna says that Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktam murtinam. In the 15th chapter also, Krishna says that Gama visya bhutani dharayami aham ojasa. I enter into each planet and my energy, they stay in orbit. So that way, Krishna also says in the 9th chapter we studied Mayadi akshena prakriti suyate sa characharam. So this Prakriti, this entire universe, this material nature, everything is working under my direct supervision. Mayadi akshena prakriti suyate sa characharam. Chara and achara, both moving and non-moving, and everything is working under my direction. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way, in this vast universe, which is beyond our comprehension, we are the soul, we are the Atma, we are in this earth, in this planet called Earth, and we are actually struggling. That is the fact. And we are suffering. We are suffering and struggling in this material world because this is a place for suffering. because this is Dukkhalaya. We should not be in any of these material worlds at all. So from Bhagavad Gita, we understand very clearly that there is spiritual world. There is Krishna's abode. If you go to Krishna's abode, if you go to Krishna's place, then there is no suffering. Yadgatva na nivartante taddama paramam mama. If anyone comes to my place, will not come back to this material world again. So there is no point in understanding or trying to find out why we are in this material world now. There is no point in researching and finding out what is the cause, why we are, who am I, why we are in this material world, why we are struggling. The point here is that, the fact here is that we are struggling. We are in this material world, we are in this material body, we are suffering inside this material body. So that is the fact. There is no doubt about it. Everybody has to accept it. That is the fact, because everyone is going through birth, old age, disease and death. Those are our real problems. The real problems are uncertainty in this world. Everything is temporary in this world. We cannot plan anything permanent in this world. No one can plan anything permanent in this world. But one thing we can plan, to go to Krishna's world. That should be our goal. That is our own world. That's what we need to go. So we need to go to our native place. So in this place, sometimes we ask, which is your native place? We say that where we were born, we were born. So we say that is the native place. But our real native place is Krishna's abode. There is Goloka. We need to go there. And Krishna is teaching us clearly in Bhagavad Gita how to go there, how to go to Krishna's abode. So when we reach there, when we go to Krishna's abode, then we are going to lead a permanent, blissful life there. No more suffering. So from Bhagavad Gita, we understand very clearly that the soul is inside this material body, and then this body is doing all kinds of activities under the control of the modes of nature. Yantra. This body is a machine, and Yantra Rudani. Maya. Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudani Maya. Krishna says that Isvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridades Arjuna Tistati. Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudani Maya. Yantra Rudani Maya means under the control of Maya, under the control of the three modes of material nature. So this body is actually a machine. So using this machine, we are doing all kinds of activities. Like if we go to industry, or even if we take a car, even at our home. So there are all kinds of machines are there. They are all working. They are all doing their job. Each machine has got its function. So it's all designed. It's all very nicely designed. So like that, our body is also very nicely designed. Even if we want to, at our home, if we want to design like pipings, plumbing, to go water supply to all the rooms and everywhere. So we have to design. We need to know how much pressure is needed and where it goes. Otherwise, even if you open the tap, you won't get enough water if it is not designed very well. So water will be simply dripping. It won't come enough water. So there should be enough pressure. There should be enough pressure. So that's why we are all keeping the water tank at the roof of the house, because so its potential potential energy is higher, so that when you open the tap, the water can rush down. So like that, in our body also, the blood is like water. It has to flow everywhere inside our body. And it has to carry oxygen also to each and every cell, because oxygen is very, very needed for this cell to survive. Our body is made up of cells, and each cell needs oxygen to survive. So there is something called electron transport chain which happens inside our cell. And the electron, its ultimate destination is actually oxygen. So if there is no oxygen, then that gets stopped. Then we will die. Then the cell itself will die. So how we are getting that oxygen? We are breathing in air. And then in our lungs, it is getting exchanged. The blood, from the blood, carbon dioxide gets exchanged with oxygen. So then it goes to the heart, and then heart sends to all the portions of our body, all the cells in our body. And then again that blood goes and supplies and comes back to the heart, bringing the carbon dioxide from there. So it's all perfect design. It's all perfect design. Our body is a machine. So it's all designed to work. But we think that we are this body. So that is foolish. And we think that we are this body, but this body is a machine. Like a computer at home, it's a machine. Or a car car is a machine. Can the car think that can we think that we are the car, or can we think that we are the computer? No. So we are not this body. So this body is made up of matter. So it's a perfect machine where all organs, they're all working, they're all doing their individual, their job. Like in a car, there are different systems are there. So many systems are there. All systems are all like individual organs, they are all working and they are all very much connected together, and so that we are able to drive. Like in a plane which flies, there are so many systems are there. Everything is integrated. So, and they are all working. So like that in our body also, everything is integrated. All the systems are integrated and they are working. But we are not this body. That's what we need to understand. So from Bhagavad Gita, we are understanding very, very clearly that we are not this body. We are the soul. But the soul is inside this body. And the soul doesn't mix with the body. But the soul is inside this body. The soul can't get out of this body. Only when we die, the soul gets out of this body. And at that point of time, immediately it is forced into another cell. Again, it starts growing from there and develops a body. So, that way, we are not this body, we are the soul. And due to our ignorance, not having the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, not able to understand that we are the soul, we falsely identify ourselves with this body. And then in our day-to-day life, we do all kinds of stupid activities, thinking that we are this body. And we are going after material sense objects. We want to achieve so many things. We want to become this and that. We want to go, we want to achieve, we want to accomplish a lot of things in this material way. All material things. Our shares can grow. Our bank balance can grow. And everything can grow and everything can fall. Everything can, anything can happen in this material world. But if the Atma, the soul, if it is ignorant, if the soul is not having the knowledge about its self, that we are not the body, we are the soul. If you don't have that knowledge, so then, as Krishna repeatedly says in Bhagavad Gita, we are just Vimudatma, fools. That's it, Vimudatma, fools. Prakrite kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvasaga. Prakrite gunahi, the gunas, the three modes of material nature which are born from Prakriti. Karmani sarvasaga kriyamanani, it's doing all activities. All the activities are carried out by only the three modes of material nature which are born from the Prakriti. But a fool, a Vimudatma, because of Ahankara, thinks that he is the doer. Ahankara Vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. So, how we can think correctly in our life? How in each and every activity we can think that we are not the doer. Only the three modes of material nature are doing. How we can think about it? Think like that. We need to change our mentality. We need to change our mindset. It's very important. We need to think correctly with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So by repeatedly studying Bhagavad Gita, by understanding, realizing that we are the soul, and by realizing that everything in this material world, which is made up of matter, everything is subjected to change. Everything is going to change. Everything, it's all reactions. Like if you study chemistry, there are so many chemical reactions are happening all the time. So the reactants are becoming products. They always tend to be at their lowest energy state. So that's why the reactants become products. So that way, our body also, it deteriorates. So it has to be maintained. Our cells have to be maintained. A lot of maintenance activities are happening inside our cell. Anything in this world, if you don't maintain, then it won't work. So like that, there is a lot of maintenance is needed, especially when we sleep. In our brain, a lot of maintenance activities are going on. Even though we sleep, but our brain is very, very active. The cerebrospinal fluid, so a lot of cleanup activities are going on. Everything gets cleaned up. So that way, in this world, we need to understand that this body, this material body, which is temporary, which has to be maintained, and which is subjected to change, and it is not the same. And all these things we need to understand. And Krishna is just saying in one line. Krishna is just saying in one line in Bhagavad Gita, Nasato vidyate bhavo. That's it. Nasate vidyate bhavo. That means asattaka vidyate na bhavo. Asattaka, one which is not real, is not permanent. Na bhavo means it is not permanent. Asattaka. So that is the body. The body is always changing. But na abhavo vidyate sataka. The one which is real, that is which is the soul, the one which is eternal, is never changing. Na abhavo. Na abhavo means it's never changing. So that way, the soul is always there. The soul will never change. But the body always changes. Na jayate mriyate va kadasin nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaga. Nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaga. The soul did not come into being, it does not come into being, and it will not come into being. The soul is always there. All the time the soul is there, and we are that soul. We are not this body, we are the soul. And na hanyate hanyamane sarire. When this sarira, when this body is destroyed, nothing happens to the soul. The soul is not destroyed. But in this material world, we are forced by the three modes of material nature, because we are identifying ourselves with this body, and we are attached to the material sense objects, and because of that, we are all the time under the force of this material nature, the three modes of nature. The mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, they are all the time acting on us. Especially the mode of passion makes us to work. Karma bandham. So, Rajaha karmani bharat. So, this Rajoguna is karmani. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. This Rajoguna, Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam. So it is produced, this Rajoguna is produced because of our attachment to material sense objects. Tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. So it binds the soul to work in this material world. Karma sangena dehinam. Dehinam means the soul. It binds the soul to karma sanga. Attachment to work. We are forced to work. We are forced to suffer in this material world. There is no escape. We cannot relax. We cannot be free. All the time we have to do something. All the time we will be working very hard in this material world. But with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we understand very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and if our mind focuses only on Krishna, then we will no longer be forced to work in this material world. In fact, Krishna is going to do all our work. It's not that all the time we think that we have to do for Krishna, we have to offer everything to Krishna like that. Krishna is also doing a lot of work for us. We need to understand it. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is asking us only to remember him all the time. Krishna is asking us, don't forget me, please don't forget me, remember me, please love me, I love you so much. That's what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So if we get this knowledge and understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any doubt, and just focus our mind only on Krishna, not on anything else in this material world, so then Krishna will take care of all our activities. Krishna will do everything for us. We will be able to see the miracles in our life. Everything will happen by Krishna's mercy. This Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge. It's the king of knowledge. It is the ultimate knowledge, Raja Vidya. If you know Bhagavad Gita, you know everything. But if you don't know Bhagavad Gita, you don't know anything. That is the fact we need to understand. It's simple, very easy. If you know Bhagavad Gita, we know everything. If we don't know Bhagavad Gita, we don't know anything. But we are very fortunate. By Krishna's causeless mercy, his anugraha, his mercy is there upon us. Like Arjuna said in the sloka what we studied yesterday in the 11th chapter, first sloka, Arjuna uvacha madanugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samjnitam yatvayoktam vachaga tena mohoyam vigato mama madanugrahaya paramam guhyam. So to show your special mercy to me, anugraham, madanugrahaya, paramam guhyam. So you spoke the supreme confidential knowledge, paramam guhyam, madanugrahaya, paramam guhyam, adhyatma samjitam. Yatvayoktam vachagatena mohoyam vigato mama. So whatever you said, after hearing everything, all the vachanam, all the words, everything, all the knowledge, you gave it to me. So now my illusions are gone. My illusions are dispelled. Vigato mama. Mohoyam vigato mama. So that way, we are under illusion in this material world. As Krishna said that, Echaiva satvika bhavaga rajasa tamasa se mattayevaiti tanviddi natvagam te sute mayi. Then Krishna said that Tribhigi guna mayegi bhavegi yebhigi sarvam idam jagat mohitam. So we are under illusion by the three modes of material nature. But here Arjuna is telling Krishna that my illusions are gone. So the same thing is going to happen to us. If we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita, all our illusions will be gone. Now in the second sloka, in the 11th chapter, Arjuna is continuing. Arjuna is telling to Krishna that Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam sutau vistaraso maya tvattaga kamala patraksha mahatmyam apicha avyayam. Kamala patraksha, or lotus-eyed one. That's what Kamala patraksha. So, Bhavapyayavgi bhutanam sritav vistaraso maya. Bhava, apyayav. Appearance, disappearance. So, Bhavapyayavgi bhutanam. So, in various living entities, through various forms, so how you are there. So, Krishna said that I am this, I am that, everything I am. That's what Krishna said in the 10th chapter, in the Vibhuti Yoga. Aham, aham, aham. How many times Krishna said aham and asmi? Rudranam sankaras chasmi, asmi. Indriyanam manas chasmi. Adityanam aham Vishnu. Ramaga sastrabrita aham. Datagam visvato mukham. Pandavanam Dhananjayaga. So like that he said aham, aham, aham many times. Aham asmi, aham asmi. So Arjuna is telling that Bhavapyayavagi bhutanam sutav vistaraso maya. So I have heard vistaraso maya completely. Bhavapyayavagi bhutanam sutav vistaraso maya tvattaga kamalapatraksha mahatmyam apicha avyayam. So, O lotus-eyed Krishna, so I have heard all your glories. So Mahatmyam apicha avyayam, your eternal glories. So that's what Mahatmyam apicham avyayam. So there is your inexhaustible glories. So I have understood, I have realized your inexhaustible glories. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna, that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. So Krishna told everything because Arjuna is asking, Krishna is saying, that's it. So we are asking, Krishna is teaching us Bhagavad Gita. That's why we are able to progress in this effort. Every day we are able to study. Every day we are able to study each and every sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Slowly we are studying and understanding all the slokas. And if we just keep on studying this Bhagavad Gita and understand all the slokas completely and just spread this message to others. We just have to pray to Krishna. Krishna will make use of us as a tool in spreading this message to everyone. So it's all Krishna is waiting. Krishna is waiting for us to ask him to let us serve him, actually pray to him, that Krishna is waiting for us to submit ourselves unto him so that Krishna can make use of us in spreading this message, this Bhagavad Gita. Because this Bhagavad Gita is the ultimate knowledge. It is the king of knowledge, the most confidential knowledge. Raja Vidya, Raja Gukyam, Pavitram, Uttamam, Pratyaksha, Vagamam, Dharmyam, Susukkam, Kartum, Avyayam. So the king of knowledge, the most confidential knowledge, the purest knowledge, the topmost knowledge, and which gives the direct perception of this self. And it can be joyfully performed, and it is the eternal knowledge. It is the Sanatana Dharma. So that way, we have got a great job now actually. Krishna gave this job to us. Just get this knowledge fully, understand this knowledge, give this knowledge, share this knowledge. That's it. So if we just do their job very nicely, we will be able to please Krishna. And we will be able to get out of this material modes of nature. So there is no doubt about it. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are studying Bhagavad Gita and we have successfully finished the second sloka in the 11th chapter. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.